I'm here with Dennis Shirk, producer from Firaxis Games on Civilization V. How you doing, Dennis?
I'm doing great.
Good. We got a look earlier at the combat demo, which mostly focused on the military aspect.
Yeah.
The biggest change is probably, the two biggest change really, is the switch from the square-based tiles to the hex-based tiles and the loss of stacks.
Well, hexes was kind of two-pronged. One of them had to do with the artistic direction of the game. Dorian Newcomb, our art lead, really wanted a way to have this organic, believable, like a growing world, something that looked natural, like from a plane. I guess when you're looking at the game map, some things are a little bit more ambiguous when you're working with squares than over hexes. For instance, as you saw in the demo again, you could have two catty-corner land pieces, two catty-corner water pieces. A boat can go this way, and then a land unit can just walk right across that way. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and it's not always clear when you're looking at a map that that's what's supposed to happen. Hexes, because they don't share that common corner, there's always going to be unambiguous waterways and land bridges and things like that. So, in terms of the units themselves, hexes just made more sense with the playstyle that he chose, of one unit per tile, being able to form up these cool, growing, organic lines. It's just a beautiful thing how it came out. We're really excited to finally be able to show it to people.
Now, the so-called stacks of doom were probably the most used and overused tactic in all of Civ 4.
Yes.
Are you worried that some players who got used to using that will be a little bit turned off by the new tactical combat?
Of course. I mean, to somebody who's used to big stacks, and you read about it, you're not sure, but when you see it and you play it, it makes all the difference in the world. You're no longer just worried about a stack, you're actually worried about the land you're sitting on. You're worried about the pass you're defending. There's all kinds of options now for you in a military game, aside from amassing a stack that might be bigger or more powerful than an enemy stack. It just brings a whole lot more depth to an area that maybe didn't have as much depth as we could have. Well, first off, we want to make it clear, because it's a question that comes up all the time, that modding in Civ 5 is every bit as powerful as it was in Civ 4. The difference to that is the tools that we're providing eclipse anything that we've had before. We've got a dedicated team actually working on modding tools. They're making tools that are standalone, they're powerful, and they're really, really, really easy to use. That's the biggest thing. I mean, my 13-year-old is already at home making these monstrous maps and stuff because it's easy to use. The modding system we're including in Civilization V is going to allow any modding authors to really just push their stuff up, deposit it on our servers. We're providing the bandwidth and everything for free. And so the people that are playing the game are going to be able to access this and search through it and download stuff, install it on the fly, rate mods. 90% of the people that play Civ don't know that these like hardcore fan communities even exist. So we're kind of introducing the two with this system.
Any new multiplayer options, modes, things like that?
I would love to talk more about multiplayer options and modes. I can say something really generic and generalized and say it's going to be very similar to what you experienced in Civilization 4, but better and more dependable and that kind of thing. So I understand there might be some big announcements coming up shortly for that, and so stay tuned.
Looking forward to it. All right, thank you very much, Dennis.
All right. It's great talking to you guys.
You too, thanks.